Good morning, everyone. That was a smooth transition. That was really good. Good morning, everyone. You are listening to Adrianna in the AM on WJOB 1230 AM 104.7 FM, and you are also watching live on YouTube. So, for anybody listening, longtime listeners, new listeners, this isn't the usual setup that we have going on Thursdays. It's very exciting for me because hey, we moved up. We moved up in the station programming a little bit. We are no longer from 9 to 11 as we used to be. We are now from 6 to 9. And that's just a normal kind of setup for every morning show. And I know today we have P&W at 8 a.m. Then we have all of our podcasts, Mastering Local Marketing. I believe we have Lim Walkers and Weezer, but I'm not too sure. I got to look at the schedule. But we are here at 6 in the morning getting ready to, as I said that all the information and all the research that I did could have been wrong. I'm so happy it's not. But first we're going to take a look at traffic and weather that I do not have up. Do you have weather at
I
least?
can do
Or?
the weather,
Okay,
yeah.
you do weather, I'll do traffic. I'm also
Okay.
here with Joe Samina. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm tired. I had the week off yesterday, or last week,
Yeah, we'll get into how Connecticut was
okay.
after we do traffic and weather. You look so concerned
Okay,
when I
no,
said that.
that's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that weather.
it is a lovely Thursday. We're in the back half of the week. It's going to be a high of 82 with some suns and very little clouds. And then this weekend, it's going to heat up even more. Friday, it's going to be a hot one, a high of 87. Plenty of sunshine. Some persistent dry conditions throughout this weekend, as it says. 88 is going to be dry. On Saturday, I'm sorry, it's going to be 88 and dry.
It's gonna be 88.
Yeah, I know. It's October. I don't understand
Global
it, but
warming.
and then to round out the weekend, we got a high of 85 and plenty of sunshine, no clouds. So I don't know. Get your sunscreen out again, I guess. But
There you go. Yeah, anybody that's trying to keep up their summer tan, it's
yeah,
good news for y'all. So, we're taking a look at our traffic today. Traffic in the Northwest region is looking pretty good. We're not seeing a lot of traffic. Same thing, almost every morning. We have just a little bit of traffic right there on Willow Creek Road. Klein Avenue going north and south is looking pretty good. We're seeing that the skyways are looking good. Lakeshore Drive is looking great. We did have a little bit of traffic there on the connector. Let's see here. That is east 103rd Street and South Stony Island Avenue. So we're gonna have a little bit of traffic there. Hopefully that does not build up. But we do have an accident on the Tri-State I-294 north before US 34 on I that's a street name that I'm not gonna try to pronounce. So we just got a traffic there. This update about 10 minutes ago. That was at 5:30 a.m. So we're gonna have a little bit of traffic, and hopefully that does not affect the Stevenson, but it may. We have just a little bit of slow traffic on the inbound routes of the Dan Ryan, and Eisenhower's looking pretty good. Not a lot of traffic. So that is our report for the morning. So, how's Connecticut?
dude, wait. I just want to say first, I hate doing the traffic.
I do
And the
too.
only thing that I hate doing more than the traffic is doing the traffic with Jed in presence. That's literally the only thing I hate more.
It's because there's certain ways to do traffic reports, and uh, I don't know about you. I never called it the Dan Ryan Stevenson Expressway and all
I
that
don't
stuff. I just said the highway.
I don't know about you, but I didn't even know the names of these roads. So,
We have Indianapolis, Calumet, Columbia, and Kennedy.
listen, it
That's
took
all we got.
me it took me 18 years, 17 years to learn the roads in my old town. So like it's
And here you are, you're just
yeah.
like,
I'm
what am I supposed to do?
struggling with that part. And then when he shows up and he's like, "Well, this is how you're supposed to do it. These are the names and stuff like." I was like, "I don't know, man. Like I don't know." And he makes it seem so effortlessly, like he
Mhm.
doesn't break pace at all. And then I'm just like,
That's
then I panic when I do
that's all
it.
the
And
years of training.
yeah.
See, yeah, I
Nope.
remember when they first said, okay, we gotta do traffic and weather reports. I'm like, okay, yeah, no sweat. We see the people on TV do it all the time.
Mhm.
It's not like the
It's
people
a
on
big sweat.
TV.
It's a big sweat.
Yeah.
The
So.
weather is definitely much more manageable.
Oh, I love doing the weather.
The weather's it's nice.
It's a nice walk in the park. It's so fun.
I can't believe it's gonna be so high. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's one thing. I was gonna come in wearing my little fall stuff, my little Snoopy sweater, but it does not feel like fall.
No, it doesn't.
I was so upset. That's like the I don't know if you saw when I posted. I was like, I got my little pumpkin sugar cookies. I have my fall cup. I'm ready to go, and it's 80 degrees outside. And I
Yeah.
was like, are you kidding? Like, because at this point in time, people are going out looking for like Halloween costumes. They're going out looking for the decorations and everything. I had my mom already send me the inflatable turkey that she wants to put in our yard for Thanksgiving. And I'm like, Mom, we can't put that in the yard. And she keeps sending it to me because my dad's like, no, we're not. I'm not putting an inflatable giant turkey in the yard, and it's gonna be like cover our entire house. And I was like, all right. So anytime somebody walks by, they're like, oh yeah, that's a turkey house.
I wish my parents would put inflatables back in the house. My dad refuses to decorate the house anymore. I mean, I don't even remember last time we did like Christmas lights and stuff, and my mom won't let me on the roof. So,
I
um,
remember, yeah, I remember doing like Christmas lights as a kid, but 1 year because my dad put them up, and he was just like, I think it stayed to there. The lights stayed there until like April because he didn't take them down.
do
And
you,
I was like, at that point, just keep them up all year round.
I know some people are like really like into it. So,
Hmm.
like, do you have a Christmas or not Christmas, a Halloween costume yet?
I have two, about to be three, all ready to go. Mainly because
What?
I do them early. I find Halloween costumes early so that way I'm not paying $60 for a costume come Halloween time. A lot of them, if you get them early, they're cheaper. So the three that I have my main one, which is going to be Wonder Woman. I found that one and I thought it was like so cool. Then I'm gonna be Luffy from One Piece because that's just like I always like to have like a nice, cool, kind of cute costume. And then I like to have my funny costume, and Luffy is gonna be my funny costume. And then
Respect.
I think the third one that may be pending and may not. I just gotta ask my friends. Actually no, four. Sorry, I have four.
I think there's only one day of Halloween.
But
Just
there's
just
a bunch
say.
of weekends, and like can't wear the same thing twice. How dare we? Me and my friends are deciding if we want to be South Park, like the little kids,
Yeah.
or if we want to do Scooby Doo. So it's one of those, and then one of my other friends, they're like, okay, like cops and prisoners, and I'm just like, okay, I'll be a prisoner because I can just literally just wear sweatpants and a t-shirt and be fine for the night. I don't gotta do anything else.
Yeah, just like orange sweatpants and
Yep. So those are mine. Do you got your costume yet?
nope. I don't. I'm trying to think about what I did last year because
I was
last
saying,
year
yeah. What were you last year?
I decided like a week. It, I like literally picked out a
Put the
random.
camera on you. I'm gonna be Jed. Put the camera on you.
I picked. I picked a picture of just this random picture of Adam Sandler on the street, like a like a retiree. He's
And
wearing
you
like
decided
pink
to be Adam Sandler.
sweatpants and like a purple like I don't even know what
Like a
the crew
hoodie.
neck, like a crew
Yeah.
neck. And so I wore that. I
Okay.
literally was just like, why not? And then because I love Adam Sandler. And
He's an
then
icon.
yeah, and then the other one I think was I was what's the name of that movie? Why am I'm sorry, Dad. You're gonna be so mad that I can't remember.
He's listening to me like, come on now.
No, yeah, because what is it? The Outsiders? Am I tweaking by the name of
The
that?
outsiders, like the greasers and the
Yes, yes,
socias.
okay, yes, okay. I'm sorry, because
Well, so the reason why it's like outside, I don't know if you're thinking like grease or if you're thinking outsiders, because like the greasers and then
no, yeah,
grease. Okay.
I was definitely a greaser, and
Okay.
that was the movie I was thinking about because my dad used to watch that with me all the time, read me the book like when I was
Yeah.
a kid for some reason, and I actually
Yeah.
memorized the poem at one point, "To Stay Golden."
Really?
Yeah, for school, and then obviously now I'm old now.
Yeah, that's Outsiders. That's my brother's like favorite movie of all time because we learned that was in our curriculum for school.
Yeah,
As in our, we learned that we read that in eighth grade. I don't know if you guys were the same.
yeah, we ran. I think I read it in high school, but
Yeah, we read it in eighth grade, and he just like resonated with the book so much. There's of course like yes, there's a bunch of like life lessons any curriculum you're gonna have,
yeah,
but he loved it so much that when like you're what 13, 14 in eighth grade, so when he was 19, that was his second tattoo, and he has "Stay Gold" on his forearm, and I always like take credit because I chose the font for it because he was just like, "This is what I want," and I was like, "Okay, what font are you gonna do?" And he's like, "Well, I didn't think of that far ahead." So I was showing him different fonts. He's like, "I like that one." I'm like, "I'm gonna take credit for that font.
I'm gonna
That's
take
my
credit
font."
for that.
But we got some callers. Okay, yeah. So let's take the callers. And we'll get back into some different topics. Good morning. You're on the air.
Oh, hi. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, you can.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Adrianna, did you already talk to Jim Dilo about bringing back Captain Flashback?
Yes, we did. He is actively working on it. I don't know if you'll hear while we're not on the air. You're gonna hear some test broadcasts, and those are sometimes music. And he's working on bringing back the Captain Flashback. So he did. I did tell him about that, and he was like, "Yes, we are gonna start bringing them back." So
Oh,
it may
that'd
be
be
a
real
little bit of a
good.
slow process, but we're getting there.
Okay. Could you just play one teeny tiny request for me? Tom Difford played the song for me, but I only played 7 seconds of it.
It's because we have YouTube Live, so we are unable to play songs because they get copyrighted.
Well, how about a real old one, like more than 50 years? It's, what is that word I'm looking for? Public domain. How about one of those, okay?
I don't know if we'll be able to find it, but go ahead. What's the name of it?
Play that Strike for the Shores of Dover from that Errol Flynn movie, The Seahawk. You guys played that for me only the beginning of it. You and Verley and Chuck Fuller. And then when the singing part came, you stopped it, you know. That's more than 50 years. That's public domain, okay?
Okay,
You know, from
we'll
the
try
Seahawk,
and find it.
1940 movie. Earl Flynn, Strike for the Shores of Dover. The whole song, please. That's public domain. That's more than 50 years, right?
It's still copyright, though. They still get us on
copyright.
copyright.
Can't be copyright. It's public domain. I think I'm half right. Well, okay. That's it. Thanks for trying to get back Captain Flashback anyway.
Yeah,
okay.
no problem.
Have a rest of a safe day. Bye.
Bye-bye. There we go. We got another caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, both you guys.
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
All right. Well, I'm sitting in my lazy boy chair now. I'm semi-retired, and I tried to put Jed TV on yesterday, and all I got was sports. When I click on the live, I got sports. I did it 3 times, 4 times again just now for you guys, and it's sports.
Yes.
You know,
so the reason why it's sports is because we're trying to separate WJOB and Jet TV. They are still underneath kind of the same umbrella, but Jet TV is now transitioning to an all sports network. So
that means now when I get up in the morning, I put back my Chicago news media program on, because when I get up, I have my coffee, I'm sitting in my lazy boy chair, and I want to watch Jed TV. So now it's just sports, right?
Well, so we have a different alternative for a streaming platform because for Jet TV, we did have WJOB on there for the longest time. So now we are transitioning over to YouTube. So if you
I got banned from YouTube. Okay, because of simple reason of my video productions and the way they treated me. I sent a very, very bad letter to them, and I got kicked off YouTube. I cannot get on YouTube at all anymore in my life.
Can't you just make another account under another email?
I don't want to do stuff like that. I don't hide myself from people, you know. I sent a letter trying to get back on there last week, and it won't happen because simple reason they got a little upset with me the way I was trying to put my videos up on there and everything. And so now I guess the only time I listen to you is if I'm in my car in the morning on TuneIn, because now I can't watch TV, you guys on TV no more.
Let me see if it goes live to our website. Let me check on that.
I heard the car is a great place for a morning cup of coffee anyways.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, I refreshed it 3, 4, 5 times, and then I thought, well, maybe I'll delete the app, install the app again on my smart Roku TV, and
I think it does
like
go
right
up
now
on
I got
the internet, on the website, but
yeah,
not on the
I think
app.
we are. Let me just make sure. Yes, we are live on the website.
Yeah, but on my TV I can't get you.
Yeah.
When I tried to put YouTube in there, my account's been deleted and banned.
So
You know,
can you look on YouTube without signing into your account?
Mm.
I try to go in there and somehow it's in my TV and it just says account's been deleted. And then when I try to just go to YouTube, it won't even let me go on there anymore.
I was gonna say, try signing out of your account. And
I did that. I did it. You know, I went to my apps on my smart TV and put YouTube, and somehow this wonderful technology of computers and TVs nowadays,
they're watching us.
oh yeah, you know, that's why now, you know, like right now I got to sit there and I refresh it again and it's some kind of monster games, you know, so that's like now I guess, because I get up at 5 in the morning, get up, have my coffee, and I wait for you guys to come on 6 and I go watch you, and then now I can't, so now I have to watch my Chicago media and have my coffee and everything, because probably be last time I'll call in unless I'm in my car in the morning when you guys are on. You know, I mean, you know, so WJOB is no more a talk show in the morning. Now you can't watch it.
So we are still a talk show in the morning. It's just that we transition over to a different streaming platform. That's all.
Yeah, it's basically all sports, which in the morning I want to see news, weather, traffic, talks, everything, you know. So, well, I'm going to let you guys get other callers because I'm going to refill my coffee cup, and because right now I got my Chicago media on now, so that's what I'm going to be listening to this morning till I have to go help the
We're going to miss you, but hopefully the YouTube issue does get solved, so you're able to watch all the different hosts and different shows. But if anything, you can go on your phone to wjob.com. All the shows are there, and they are streaming live as well.
All righty. Well, you guys and everybody out there have a safe day today.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
All right. Do we have any more callers? Nope. Okay. We are going to take a break, and then we're going to get back into some more topics. We're going to ask you about how Connecticut went, and then we're going to get back into what's happening in the crazy world, talk about the who is performing at halftime. We're going to talk about this government shutdown. Is as best as I can. I was doing research yesterday. That's when you saw me at school, and I was just like, I'm locked in trying to get this because it's a crazy world. So we're gonna take a break.
I feel like I always catch you lacking. I'm always scaring you
because I'm locked in. I'm locked in doing work. I'm just like, okay, gotta get this, and then I see you come around behind and scare me because I thought you were one of my other friends, and then because one of my friends is always there in CLO, so that's why I was just like, oh, okay, because I was just like, they're probably not coming because I think it's like 1:30.
Yeah.
Probably around there. So I was like, oh, they're not coming. So we scary us was like, oh, they are here.
Well, I'm actually afraid to go into the cafeteria, so I only go to Leo's Marketplace.
Why are you afraid to go in the cafeteria?
Because it's big, and I don't know. I feel like I need a lunch card.
With the tray. Can I please have some?
Yeah, is that not how it works? Is that
samosa?
not what it's like in there? I'm so serious. I've never been in there.
Well, you've never been in the cafeteria.
I've never been.
We have to take a field trip to the cafeteria.
I've never been in the cafeteria. Actually, I asked Matt to go with me the other day because I didn't want to go alone.
Okay, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna talk about your fear of the cafeteria later. You're watching Adrianna in the AM on WJOB 1230 AM 104.7 FM in Hammond, Indiana. We're gonna take a short break and we'll be right back. morning, everyone. You're listening to Adrianna in the AM on WJOB 1230 AM, 104.7 FM in Hammond, Indiana, and you're also watching live on YouTube. Good morning. We're going to bring it back with our different topics, and we're going to do traffic and weather real quick before we get started. So I could do traffic right now. Let me see here. Traffic is still looking pretty good in the Northwest region. That traffic right there that's headed into like that Portage area, Willow Creek Road, has subsided, so it's not too busy. Klein Avenue going north and south is still looking pretty good. Chicago Skyway going both ways, and Lakeshore Drive is looking good. So that's pretty good. If you're headed towards the airport, you're gonna have a little bit of traffic, but that is expected. And let's see, we still got that accident has moved to the right shoulder on the Tri-State I-294 north before US 34. That was updated about 4 minutes ago, so that's going to have a little bit of slowdown. We are going to have a little bit of traffic because we have a slowdown in the ramp to the inbound on the Dan Ryan Stevenson I-55 north before I-94, the Dan Ryan Expressway. That's on exit 292. And Eisenhower Expressway is looking pretty good. There's about a little bit of traffic right there on the ramp from US 45 north. So that's our traffic. You got weather?
Yeah, I do got weather. I was driving here today,
Mm-hmm.
and like speaking of traffic, and there was no traffic on the road, but there are like a lot of cops out at the beginning and
Yes.
the end of like each month. And I was driving.
Gotta get that quota.
Yeah, exactly. And I was driving. I was like, dang, like there's a lot of cops out. And I get to Starbucks, and I go to pay for my Starbucks. Try to pull out my wallet. I was like, dang, where's my wallet? And I was like thinking back on my drive. I was like, I was busting like 15 over probably next to these cops. And like, so shout out to the cops. If you hear this, please let me off the rest of the day. I will go get my license eventually. But okay, anyways.
I was gonna say, cops call in. Is that a real thing, like a quota at the end of the month?
Yeah, let us know because I'll drive more carefully at the end of the month. Anyways, so today is a beautiful Thursday. We're gonna have some clouds and a high of 82. It's Friday. It'll get hotter. The whole weekend will be really hot, just like over the summer. It is gonna be a high of 87, very warm. And Saturday will be even hotter with a high of 88, plenty of sunshine. UVs is going to be at 4, though. So actually, the tanning isn't going to be great, guys, but the weather will be nice. All right, and then Sunday, to round out the week, you're going to have a high of 85 and plenty more sunshine. And that's your weather for the week.
There we go. So, talking about a bunch of different stuff. We're talking about Halloween, YouTube, all that good stuff. But I remember I did ask you at the beginning of the show, how's Connecticut?
Okay, yeah. Connecticut was good.
Yeah.
It's always fun. I got my family out there. I haven't seen my mom in a couple months, so that was nice to see her and get to spend some time with her and my dogs too. Oh my gosh, my puppy, he's still growing, and he's like literally like he's bigger than me on his hind legs. The dude is absolutely enormous.
What kind of dog?
He's like an American bulldog mixed with something. I don't know. We got him from one of my dad's employees who couldn't take him in. So he was like, "Do you want him?" And we're like, "Yeah." And now we're stuck with just like this ginormous 1.5-year-old that's like
This horse.
yeah, it's literally he's literally closing in on my weight. And he's a dog. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm almost.
You're like, am I doing something wrong?
No, yeah, I'm like, I'm out here trying to put on weight just to make sure that my dog doesn't catch up with me.
Basically, yeah.
I'm fighting hard because he's catching up fast. But anyways, so the trip was good. It was a lot of fun. We went to this casino actually. I went with my aunt and my uncle and my mom, and it was the craziest thing. It's called Mohegan. It's where the Connecticut Suns play, and it is the most ridiculous thing that I've ever seen in my life. I went and we went into the parking garage, and you go up into the parking garage, and I'm like, where is this building? Like, I'm like looking outside. I'm like, I don't even see this building. We go in the elevator. We go down like 3 stories, right? And then it just opens up into this labyrinth, and it's like literally the biggest thing I've ever seen. There's like an outlet mall in it. There's like these huge like rock sculptures with like waterfalls falling down them, and there's like doors behind the waterfalls that lead to other
like
stuff.
Las Vegas.
Dude, I was literally like, it was like my mind was blown. It was like the Lotus from Percy Jackson. Like
Yeah.
that's how I felt. Like time was flying by, and you just kept walking, and it was a new room and a new room and a new room, and then you walk into this place and it's a club, and then you walk into this place and you're at Tommy Bahama, the store, and you're like, what is going on
Yeah.
here? But it was so fun. It could definitely get you addicted fast. I lost like $125 in like 20 minutes. It was not my day, so I was smart enough to walk away
Yeah.
at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, with the pay, you got to be careful with how much you're gambling.
Yeah, that's one thing. I know that if they had like Loteria, down. Let's go. Again. If they had like Loteria, that would be like my casino game, but I'm so happy they don't because I would lose so much money. I remember going for the first time and I went to Hard Rock. And it was so funny because it wasn't like the moment I turned 21 because I was sick for my 21st birthday. So I went like a month later and I went with my mom and my abuela and we go in and I'm just like, okay, like I'm looking around. But one thing that I did realize with casinos, and I know it's not all casinos, some of them have a policy where you don't smoke in the casino. But I think it's an Indiana law that allows them to. At some places, I don't think they do.
I don't think they do in Illinois.
Yeah.
Because I know the one, like, that's kind of, I keep forgetting the name of it. It's like Wind Creek.
Wind Creek Casino.
Yeah.
That's the new one that just opened.
Yeah, it's the only place I've ever won at, actually.
Yeah.
I'm 2 for 2 in Wind Creek, but
There you go, yeah. Because I go in, and that's one thing, I don't like the smell of smoke at all. With, like, cigarettes, marijuana, I don't like it I don't know why. I can't. So, you're walking through the casino. Of course, you're gonna have like those just little patches of smoke. And I realized that I was just like, oh, okay. But food was great and everything. It looked just like really cool. I liked all the memorabilia. And we go to play some of the games. And they're just like, would you bring gambling money? I'm like, no, I didn't think I was gonna gamble, but like go to a casino. That's what you're supposed to do. I had $5 like in cash. I was just like, gamble $5. I've seen it before. People can turn $5 into $5 million. This happened before.
just loses
I
it immediately.
lost it immediately because one, I didn't know how to play the slots, and I was like, I want one of the slot machines where you like pull the thing like in the movies. Everything's digitized, so you
Push a button.
push the button, and that brings the slot for you. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I see my grandmother. She has $5. She puts it in. She won like $80. And I'm like, how'd you do it? She's like, I don't know. I was just hitting buttons. And I'm like, that's the smartest way to do it. But it was pretty fun and everything. So, yeah. I know that they have a bunch of... one thing I do like about the casino is how they have all the different acts and shows. That I think that gravitates me more than the actual gambling itself.
There was some, like, Latin concert that was going on when we got there. And because I remember it was just, like, a bunch of Latin cowboys just storm out of this room all at once, and I'm like, dang, what's going on here? But going back to Mohegan, I also want to say it's a hotel too, and they played WNBA games there. Sorry, that's just I really wanted to talk about everything that I saw there because I was literally having like an overload of information just going into my head. Like it was ridiculous. But shout out to my aunt and my uncle. They're dope. It was a fun time. And I think I'll probably end up spending Halloween there. Just because I got a cousin my age, and it's a lot more fun to go out in Connecticut than it is to go out around here.
Really?
I mean, at least Northwest Indiana. Is that really that hard to believe?
Well, no.
I mean, if you get to go to Chicago,
we all go to Chicago. We don't.
Yeah, but
I think the nightlife out here is Publix.
But yeah, exactly. So then, like the flip side of that would be going to New York. So like still probably I don't know. Chicago's the home of the house music, so there is that.
That is true. Yeah.
But New York's got its own thing going. It's a lot of fun. But like Connecticut, like I was gonna say, the nice thing about Connecticut is like you don't have to go to New York to go to the club. They have clubs and they got
like around in the area.
Exactly. Like they don't have, dumb dive bars in Crown Point, or they don't have dumb dive bars in Cherville. They have, clubs I mean, they still have dive bars, but like, they have clubs and, fun stuff to do. And it's just like, it's so much better. At least the bar scene. I was
Yeah.
I realize that we're on a show about North in the region, so I shouldn't talk all that crap about it, but it's
You
it's a
don't
fun
love the
time.
home of the region rats and all?
No, actually, I love being called a region rat. I think that's hilarious.
You moved here how many years ago? And
5 years now.
you're a 5 year in region rat.
I feel like 5 years would qualify me to be a region rat. Anybody who stays
Mm,
over, come on.
People say that, and people can correct me if I'm wrong, that region rats are if you are born in the region. You can
Okay.
move to the region, but if you're born in the region, you're a region rat.
Okay, I mean, that's fine. I don't have to be a rat. I mean, but I mean, I feel like any,
I'm a region ratatouille.
yeah.
Yeah, that is one thing I will say. The nightlife and all that. We do have a caller, so let's take that caller.
You're gonna finish your sentence?
Oh,
Like,
well,
stopped halfway through this.
I didn't. I was gonna transition to the next topic. So
Okay.
before we go into the next topic, let's take the caller. Good morning.
You're on the air.
Or not.
Okay, just drop them.
Yeah, that's cool too. Yeah, the next topic I was going to get into, we're talking about the different acts and different entertainments that is around in the area. I am going to two different concerts. I was supposed to go to three, but work at my other job was like, hey, we need you this night. It's inventory night. And I'm like, okay, thank you so much. And it's also, I could call off, but I'm like, okay, if I'm able to go in, I can go in. And it's also my fault because I did not call off that day. Because I was thinking, oh, this day, sometimes we get called in, sometimes we don't. It's fine. This inventory night does not happen until maybe November. We're going early, so I have two concerts to go to. I'm going to go see Leve on the 10th, which is next Friday. And then I am going to go see Giveon on a Monday on the 20th. So I'm super, super excited for those. But I know that when I go see Giveon, I don't know a lot of his music. I know maybe like 5 songs, but I like his music so much. I'm trying to learn more and more. I will listen to it and I hear the chorus and I go, yep, I know that part right there. That's like if I go to like a Latin concert, I know the choruses and I'm just like, all right, just gonna dance my way through. I'm just not gonna try and sing it. um, but I'm super excited for those. What's the last concert you've been to?
The last concert I went to was Big Time Rush.
Really?
Yeah, Big Time Rush on
There you
Ice in Connecticut.
On ice?
Yes, it was the one and only.
Was it the actual guys?
Yeah, it was them. It was pretty cool.
Talk about some talent.
Dude, I love Big Time Rush. And the kids or the I guess adults our age that try and act like they don't know what Big Time Rush is or that they liked Big Time Rush or that they didn't like Big Time Rush, like you guys are dumb and I don't like you if you try to act like that because A, that's our childhood, and B, like you cannot tell me that like I went back and watched the show when it was on Netflix probably like a year ago now. And like every episode is still really, really good. Like I still had such a good time watching it.
I remember watching. I know that show wasn't one of my like main go-tos. For some reason I don't know why, but I remember that they had the soundboard cues.
Yes.
And I think as a child that's what kind of set me back because I was like, what is this? And it didn't like process in my brain that this is funny. As I'm older, I'm like, this is really funny.
Yeah, no, it is such a good show. And then obviously they broke up for a while, and I thought they had beef for the longest time, but then everyone and their mothers decided,
We
all the
love each
artist
other.
group was like, yeah, let's. That's not even just Big Time Rush. Like I'm saying, it's everybody who's just like, you know what, you're all right. You know, like you might have
Let's
slept
make
with my
millions
wife,
of dollars
but
together.
we used to make music together, so it's fine. So like they're all coming back together and they started doing a tour. They came to Chicago probably like a month ago and I was really, really upset that I didn't get to go, mainly because all of my friends, I don't actually like them because they think that they're too cool for Big Time Rush. So
If
yeah.
I knew more songs other than two, I think I would go to the Big Time Rush concert. Because I have my friends ask, they're like, "Do you want to go? Do you want to go? Do you want to go?" I'm like, um, I know two songs.
Yeah, I know probably every. No, I wouldn't say every song, but
Mhm.
like most of
That
the
was your boy band
songs.
growing up?
Yes, yes. I know most of their songs. I
Mhm.
know most of the covers that they did. I know some of the dance choreography. Yes, I love Big Time Rush. I'll never
Quote
get
him.
over it. Quote me on that. Chat, clip that.
Clip that. There you go. The reason why I bring up different acts and all of those things is because we got announced who is going to be headlining the Super Bowl halftime show, and I'm super excited. I I'm not one of those like die-hard Bad Bunny fans, but I'm excited because it's reggaeton. I'm just like, yes, I'm so happy, and it's different aspects because I think when I'm hoping he like brings out Cardi B or something like that for that one song I like it like that. I'm hoping he does that, or he brings out Becky G, or I'm trying to think. Honestly, if he brings out Daddy Yankee, that entire
Oh,
stadium
yeah.
will go crazy.
That would be electric. I heard he's coming back too.
I'm super excited because there's so many different things that he can do and bring out people for this concert.
Hopefully he brings out Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler just tried to speak Spanish. He did a movie called Spanglish.
Hey, and he has his own songs. He has some originals.
He's on concert, and I just want to know: is it like,
No.
is it a comedy or is it
I've
genuine
been
music?
to when he was on tour last time I went. My dad got me
How was
me and
it?
him tickets. All right. All right, I'm just going to air this
You
out.
laughing does not make
Well, no.
this sound
So,
like
I'm just going to air this out. So, my dad got me really cool tickets.
Uh-huh.
We went. It was at a bad time in my life. I was going through some stuff, couldn't really focus and enjoy the show, I guess, for what it was. That's
Okay.
what I'll say. But I mean, I didn't think it was like overly good. I don't think my dad did either, which hurts me to say because anybody who knows me knows I love Adam Sandler with all my heart. But like I just genuinely didn't really enjoy the show. First off, he came out late, like 30 minutes, which is all right, whatever, dude. But like that's not your persona, you know. You're not a badass. You're Adam Sandler. So, um, so he came out like 30 minutes late. He's drinking Starbucks coffee. It's 10 p.m. and he comes out and he just like I don't know, like he wasn't really like it wasn't like a comedy routine, you know? Like I went to I always flip these two. Gabriel Iglesias is the comedian. Yeah, Gabriel Iglesias, the
Fluffy.
Fluffy, yeah. So I went to him with my parents and that was like genuinely one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. But like when I went to Adam Sandler, it just like he wasn't really joking around too much. He was just like kind of boring and his songs like I don't know. They're a lot less funny now than they were, you know, when he was making, you know, the Lunch Lady song and stuff like that. So I wouldn't probably do it again, but I wouldn't blame anyone for going to, you know, get to put their eyes on Adam Sandler. That alone is enough for me, I guess.
There you go. Well, yeah, I think if he did bring out Adam Sandler, that would be really funny because of Happy Gilmore 2. I watched Happy Gilmore 2. It was okay. I didn't. Maybe it's because you'll never beat the first one. The first one, you had that story and all that. And the second one just felt like a bunch of cameos. And it felt like, hey, I have millions of dollars. All of my friends
Yeah.
come out and let's film a movie and everybody's going to have a part in it. Which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, it was okay to me. So.
It was a good nostalgia movie, but if you were to like put Happy Gilmore 2 as Happy Gilmore 1 and like just pretend it never happened, then you would be like, this is an awful movie.
Yes.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Actually, I have another story about that real quick. So my buddy Owen took me to the Live Golf event, if you know what that is. That is like it is basically what Adam Sandler was trying to make fun of with Maxie. It's
Okay,
like,
I'm glad you have the camera on you because I look so perplexed in my face, and I know my dad's gonna like kill me because he's an avid golfer,
yeah.
and he probably knows what that is right off
He
the bat.
probably won't really enjoy this story then, but
It's okay, I'll clip it and I'll show it to him later.
okay. So, we were at my buddy took me to the Live Golf event, and that's where I don't know if you remember Bryson. He's one of the golfers in the
Yes.
movie, but we were waiting for him. Dude, people follow this guy around. He's very popular on YouTube and stuff like that too. So like, but people follow this guy around. It's ridiculous. We weren't following him around, but we were chilling at a par three that he was coming up to. So when he came up, we already had good seats, and he hit a good tee shot, and it went over the flag. Didn't really spin back. There was probably like 3-4 feet from the hole. Like, it is a relatively easy putt for him to make. And he goes to take his putt. Everybody's quiet. He hits it, right? And as the ball's rolling, I just go, "Those are my titties, Bryson." like you know, from the reference from the movie.
Okay, I
Yes.
was very confused for a second. I was
Okay,
like, what are you?
Yes.
As our boss walks in.
Is he here? He probably
Yes.
enjoyed that story. But
Okay.
yeah, so like in the movie, he goes up to his teammate and or this girl like goes up and grabs his teammate's like gives him a titty
Yeah.
twister, and he goes like slaps his hand down. He's like, "Don't touch his titties. Those are my titties." Like,
Oh my god.
and then the worst part is he missed the putt too. It like lipped
Mm-hmm.
out. And it just like, I was like, oh no, like I feel terrible now. Like, it would have been funny if he hit it,
Yeah.
because he probably would have turned to me and been like, heck yeah, like you watched the movie. Like, that's
Mm-hmm.
a fan right there. But then he missed it and he looked very upset.
Yeah.
And a lot of people looked very upset at me.
Mm-hmm.
But I waited till after he hit it. So technically all the etiquette was still
Yeah,
there.
you still had your golf etiquette in
Yeah.
there. Okay. I see.
I know.
The camera was not on me when
I
I
know.
first, and I was just like,
Well, no, I know. I get what you're saying. But
I was
it's
like, oh, we're never having a morning show ever again.
yeah. Context, I guess, is important if you haven't seen the
Yeah,
movie.
if you haven't seen the movie. If you have seen the movie, you know exactly what he's talking about. Yeah, but I know there's a lot of people that are very upset of this headliner, and it also has to do with that political aspect of ICE and immigration. You have a bunch of people that are all over social media saying that Bad Bunny is anti-Trump, he's anti-ICE, he's anti-American. Bring somebody who is an American citizen to headline the Super Bowl halftime show instead of somebody that is not from our country. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is from Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is part of the U.S. territory. He is an American citizen. So that was one thing. I'm like, he's from America, but it's just because he speaks Spanish. Now, a lot of people are going to go on and say that they won't understand the halftime show and that they want somebody new. They're going to boycott the halftime show. They've been boycotting the halftime show for I don't know how long. Doesn't matter who you put on that stage, nobody's going to be happy. I think the only time that I genuinely saw people happy about the halftime show was maybe Prince. But even then, people were like, we want somebody relevant. We don't know who this is, blah, blah, blah. But which I'm like, if you don't know who Prince is, we got a whole different issue. If you do not know at least the one song, I don't know, honestly, a few songs, but I think one of his more popular songs is When Doves Cry in 1999. Those are the main two that I think people will know the most. Now, I'm not on Spotify right now, and I can't see his top songs on there. But no matter who you put on that stage, nobody's going to be happy. And
You know how many people watch the Super Bowl? Like, it's impossible.
yeah.
It's impossible. Keep going, I'm sorry.
And alongside with that, I always heard that you should never put politics and football and mix them together. But that's what people are saying. Morgan Wallen. Yeah, put Morgan Wallen in there. Maybe people will be happy then.
Everyone has a problem. If you put Morgan Wallen in, everyone's going to start, like, half the people are going to be like, well, he's racist.
Yeah, so
So-
you're going to get that.
Yeah.
But I've always heard that you never mix football and politics. But the thing is, no matter what you do, it's going to be political. So the education system, political. And it's not because, yes, you're getting the education funding cut. Every single morning, you stand up and you say the Pledge of Allegiance. American values, political. Football games, any sporting event, you say the national anthem. Political. Would it still be political if you didn't do it? Yeah, because you're anti-American. How dare you not stand up for the national anthem, or how dare you not even do the national anthem? How dare you not even say the Pledge of Allegiance? So no matter what you do, it's going to be political. But the fact that they're bringing it into, oh, he's anti-Trump, anti-ICE, and all that. And the only reason why he did that is because he knows that a big group of, like, the Hispanic, Latino community all listens to his music. If they come out for a concert, they risk having ICE there at his concerts, waiting for people to come out. And that's something that he didn't want to do for the safety of his listeners. So he canceled his entire tour in America. Now, patriotic, not political. Thank you. Sorry. I was trying to think of the words, but I was just like, nope, I couldn't get there. It's still too early in the morning, even though we've been up for an hour. It's still a little too early in the morning, and I have water, not coffee. Also, I'm not a coffee drinker. This is how I'm getting my
Naturally
energy.
caffeinated.
I'm waiting for it to run out. I'm waiting for it to be done. But it's one thing that people are fighting over this, and I think it's ridiculous. I think there are bigger issues to fight about than who is headlining the Super Bowl halftime show. Honestly, if we want something to fight about, can we fight about getting better commercials?
That's a bad take. That's a bad take.
I don't know.
That is literally that's like half the point of the Super Bowl.
Yes. Can we have better commercials? I feel
I
last
will say
year's
they were
commercials
better in years past.
Yes, they were better in years
But,
past.
like,
Last year's commercials were not that great.
No, but like relatively speaking, like it is half the people. This is
We
the
watch
only
for
day
commercials.
that people watch
The commercials.
that watch
I know.
TV for
That's
commercials.
what I'm saying. Can
Okay.
we get better commercials this year? Because last year they were not it. Honestly, these commercials, a lot of them I feel I've already seen them before even the halftime.
Yeah,
show.
some of them.
So I feel that maybe these companies need to keep those hidden so it's a bigger surprise, opposed to, oh yeah, I already seen that. Okay, I don't mind skipping this commercial.
Do you have any commercials that you were like thinking of that like come to your mind as like
Immediately for like Super Bowl.
yeah?
Honestly, that Pepsi commercial, the Roman Times
Oh
Pepsi
yeah.
commercial with Beyonce, Pink, and Britney Spears. That one, because it was honestly, I thought it was more so a promo for their music opposed to Pepsi, but it was just really cool. It's something that you don't see. It was that one. Of course, everybody's gonna talk about the Temu. Is it Temu or Tubi that everybody
Oh,
thought?
Tubi, yeah, where they thought they like
Yeah,
mid game or something.
and
like
like people were having fights in the living room. I was one of them. I think a lot of them are blanking. I always wait for the I don't know if it's a beer commercial, and the name is escaping my brain. It's with the horses. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
I think I know. I think it was Miller, isn't it?
It's not Miller. Miller Lite does not have the horses. It starts with a B. I know it starts with a B.
Budweiser?
It might be Budweiser.
Not Bud Light.
Budweiser horses. Yeah. Yeah, the Budweiser Clydesdales. That is the one that I always wait for. I like seeing those, and just like the kind of feel good ones, I like those the most. And I know there's going to be a lot of Nike commercials. Those ones are always pretty cool. So those are ones that I wait for when watching the Super Bowl.
The only one that comes to my mind, and this isn't like, I don't think they play it anymore, but
Which one?
there was a Doritos commercial where this kid like convinces this guy that he has a time machine and he has to like give him the Doritos bag.
Okay.
And he's like kicking the box or whatever, and he's like, "Oh my god, I think it's working!" And the kid's just like eating the Doritos, and he walks
oh,
away.
yes, I know what you're talking
And the
about.
old man comes out of the house, and he's like, "Hey, get off my lawn!" And he like walks out of the box, and the kid's gone. He goes, "Jimmy, you're so old." I don't know why, but that's always been my favorite commercial.
I know exactly what you're talking about, yeah. And of course, you always wait for the movie trailers, but one that I know is going to be there because it's taken over everything. It's taken over every single retail store and kind of any promotion, and that's Wicked. Now, the trailer has already came out, like the full-length trailer is already out. And they're definitely going to... Oh, wait, no, never mind. That's already going to be passed. Well, there's going to be something else. That was just another thing that I had a hot take about was that Wicked is everywhere because at my retail shop, we're getting Wicked stuff, Wicked stuff, Wicked stuff. Five Below, Target, everywhere you go, it's all Wicked. And it's a lot more than what it was when the first one came out. Now, of course, the second one's going to come out. everybody's gonna be everywhere. Now I have a friend, she absolutely loves Wicked, and they had like a cup like this, and there's pink and green, and I was like, this is a perfect Christmas gift for her. Send her a picture. Which one do you like? She goes to me and she says that's a little too much for me because she already has so much stuff because of it all. So, I see this, I'm just like, you know what, you're right. And as I'm saying that, I'm like, I already bought something that's Wicked themed, but I'm glad I did not go overboard her, for her Christmas gifts. I was so happy that I did not. So I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, gonna get something else for you. Because it's just everywhere. And I see them, and it's so funny at my job, we have knockoff Wicked dolls. And it doesn't look like Ariana Grande at all. I'm like, who is this knockoff version of this girl? Because this ain't her. This isn't her. But do we got to take a break?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So we are going to take a break. You are listening to Adrianna in the AM on WJLB 1230 AM 104.7 FM in Hammond, Indiana. Y'all watching live on YouTube. We'll be right back after the break.
This is Captain Flashback, and I want to thank everybody for listening to Moog One Radio, a group of old DJs playing a lot of different stuff. We try to give you variety, and I hope you enjoy the broadcast. We sure enjoy playing for you.
95 years.
This is a song by
I'm
Queen,
Andrew
one of
Garcia,
the
and this is
most
your 219
popular
News
groups from
Now.
England,
A 67-year-old
with a
local woman
fabulous
reported
singer,
missing Tuesday night
and
has
his
been
name is
located
Freddie
and is back
Mercury.
in her
And
home,
what they
according
did
to
is,
LaPorte County
in this
Sheriff's
song, they
Department.
went back to the
The search was
50s
called
style
off from Maria
music and did
Edwards.
this song
Thank you
called
to all the
Crazy Little
personnel
Thing
from the
Called
various
Love.
agencies who assisted in the
We
search
hope to
for
hear
Maria,
from you,
County
ladies and
Police
gentlemen.
said.
We'll be
Many
back next
thanks
week,
also
so
to
thanks
those who
again
shared
for
the silver
listening.
alert
This is
information.
Captain
Much
Flashback saying,
appreciated.
see
When
you next
announcing the
time.
search, police said that Edwards was last seen late Monday night. It was announced early Wednesday that she had been located. Arnello's Pizza, known for its Chicago-style pizza
Hello,
and
everyone.
sweet
It's
sauce,
Captain
is set to open a
Flashback
new
from
restaurant in
Moog
St.
One
John
Radio,
next
and
spring.
today I'm
The
gonna do
family-run
another
business with a
podcast
history of
of the
opening
best
new
of the
locations
best.
every couple of decades,
And we're going to go
plans
into
to
the
serve a
60s,
variety of
70s,
menu
80s,
items,
and
including
give you
pizza,
my
wings,
profile on all
salads,
the best
sandwiches,
songs
and
from
more.
the best
Owner
artists.
Richard
We're going
Matokar
to start
expressed
out with a
excitement
song
about
called
expanding
Louie
in
Louie
St.
by
John,
the
citing
Kingsmen.
the importance of
The
using
reason I'm
quality
playing
ingredients
this,
and
it's an
maintaining
early
a
song
family
from the
legacy in
early
the business.
60s, but it was
The school
actually
city of Hammond
banned
is
from the
considering a
radio.
$133
And to this
million
day, I
budget for
still don't
2026,
understand
with minimal
why.
changes from the current year's spending plan. The proposed
Okay, here
budget
comes song
allocates
number
$80
2.
million
This is
to
the
the
Beatles, the
education
all-time
fund,
greatest
$30 million
band
to
in
the
my
operations
opinion, and I
fund,
saw her
and
standing
$8.1
there.
million to
This
the
one
capital
always
referendum
packs the
fund,
dance
with a
floor.
decrease in the debt service fund to pay down the long-term debt obligations. The district is expected to levy over $17.5
The Rolling
million
Stones had a
in
huge
property
impact on
taxes,
rock,
while
and
facing
believe it or
reductions
not,
due
they're
to tax
still
circuit
touring.
breakers and
This
a
is
new
their
tax
monster
credit,
hit,
with a public
Satisfaction.
hearing on the budget
Art
scheduled for
Garfunkel
October
said it's
7th.
the best rock
And
and
in
roll
sports,
song
Munster
ever
takes
made.
on Hanover Central on the boys' soccer fields. Here's a look at the action from that game.
For
Now,
Munster.
here's a Motown group called the Four
trying to
Tops
turn
with
with
one
the
of my
ball.
favorite singers, Levi Stubbs.
King it
Nobody
into the
has a
box, the
voice
shot
like
on
that.
goal
This is
is
the
saved.
song, Reach Out, and I'll Be There.
Halfway through the first half of play.
I'm going to
Ball's
play,
going to
I
go
heard
down
it
to
through the
race for the
grapevine,
ball.
and
It's loose.
by Marvin Gaye,
Inside
who
the
I
box.
think had the biggest hit with it.
The
Other
Munster
artists
player
that did
fell
it were
down.
Gladys Knight and
Is it gonna be a
Creedence,
penalty?
But this is probably
Bob,
the best version
ready.
everybody knows.
Sosnowski in goal. Bob fires the shot, scores. Bottom left
Creedence
corner.
Clearwater,
And
better
Munster
known for their
leads
swamp
1-0
rock sound, had a
with
song called
22-12
Green
to
River.
go in the
A lot of
first
songs
half.
about rivers and things like
Five.
that, but they're actually from Berkeley, California.
3, 2, and 1. And what a victory by the Munster Mustangs. A shutout against the Hanover Central
My Girl
Wildcats,
from the
1-0.
Temptations is a beautiful
To
song.
read up on
It
more
might
local
be one of
news
the
and
most
headlines, visit
beautiful
jettv.com
songs of all
and
time with a great
NWY.com.
meaning.
I'm Andrew
Probably
Garcia,
one of
and
the
this is
best
your
songs I've
219
ever
News
heard.
Now.
So sorry about that.
We don't know what that was.
We have not been trained with the Simian computer because Jim is doing that with Lynette, and we were not told how to do that. So I'm just like, oh, cool. And I realized that I'm like, who is talking on here? That might be the person I have to bring in as a guest. Yeah, Captain Fastback was playing as well as 209 News Now. We realized that because I'm like, who is talking? This isn't the interview. And I'm just like, oh. So sorry about that. We will fix that later, but I'm so glad for this interview later today. There's no videos. It's just a graphic that I will email. Do you want me to email that to you or to myself?
What graphic? What do you mean?
For my interview at 7:30, I have a flyer that has to get put up on the screen. Do you want me to
So it's straight up like...
just a flyer. There's no sound.
Wait,
The
there's no
interview-
sound to your interview?
No,
What do you mean?
the interview is going to be live,
Okay.
but I want to show a flyer.
Is it just going to be audio?
No, we're going to show the video
So it's just
too.
going to be for a second. I just want to know if I had to do any work or not.
You have to flip the cameras once,
Okay.
and then you're good. I
Dang
don't
it.
know who is calling me. I will call this person back. I don't know the phone number, so
Somebody's calling you on the radio.
on the radio. So we're gonna go to the radio first. So we're gonna take that call, and then we're gonna go to our last topic that we have for today. So good morning. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm
The
doing
last-
well.
Good. The last 2 days I've been watching basketball, volleyball. I cannot get Jet TV on my phone or on my TV set. Yesterday, the Daverton show, people were texting them with the same problem, that it goes to the sports network and does not show Jet TV.
Mm-hmm.
I try refreshing. I go to live, and it says live says no live broadcast.
So
Is there
So we are separating WJOB and JED TV. JED TV is now going to be a sports network only, whereas WJOB is going to be the news, talk, and radio.
So where do I?
To see us live, you can either go to our website, wjob1230.com, or you can go to YouTube, and that is where we have all of the live shows and all of the previous shows as well. So there, we also have our chat that people are texting in as well if they can't get through to the phone line. So we are pushing everybody to our YouTube channel, and that is youtube.com/WJOB1230.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a great day.
No problem. You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You know, we've had, 4 callers, and 3 of them are just... Are they all yelling at us about, like, they can't get the, the live stream up? Guys, does anyone want to talk to us about something? Like, hold on. I'm going to go check out the door real quick, because that scared me.
That the person was right. Yeah, so I just texted my interviewer that the door is open. But if you want to go check it real quick, just to make sure, and I'm going to... I don't know if that was them. Yes, that is them. So if you want to just tell them they could sit out there while I continue with the show. Yeah, they're inside. So if you want to just tell them the interview's at 7:30, so if they just want to wait around, they can. Thank you. So I'm going to go into our next topic that we have here, and that is about what everybody has been talking about for the longest time, which is the government shutdown that has happened. So I'm going to do my best to explain it to how I have perceived it. And I know this is not going to be how everybody perceived it. Everybody has their views and opinions, but this is how I kind of look at it. And I'm trying to look at it from the perspective of how people are reporting this. So, government shutdown has happened. This happened on October 1st at 12:01 a.m. Now, I went and looked at a bunch of different news sources because if you get your news from one source, people say that you are not getting the full story. And that is something I am in agreement with because a lot of news sources are going to play their different sides. Some news sources are going to be directly in the middle, and we have talked about what news sources you can go to that are relatively in the middle. Of course, there are going to be times where they go to the right and they go to the left. So I looked at NBC, CNN, AP News, let's see here, CBS, I think that's that's CBS. And then I looked at NPR and the WhiteHouse.gov. So I wrote down all of their opening statements. What I'm going to say is going to sound very redundant at times, but there are small little differences in each of them. So this is for NBC. This is their opening statements. At 12:01 on October 1st, the government shut down as it fails to pass a funding bill. This will lead to the furlough of 750,000 federal employees and are putting the blame on Democrats. That's number one. Number 2 is CNN. Shutdown in effects. The federal government shut down at midnight after a deadlock. Congress failed to reach a deal on funding. Republicans and Democrats are at odds over enhanced Obamacare subsides, with leaders of both parties lobbying the blame at each other, prepared to be fired. So that one kind of goes both. They didn't really say, as NBC was like putting the blame on Democrats. This one is like Republicans and Democrats cannot come to a middle ground. Next one is AP News. A vote to end the government shutdown hours after it began failed Wednesday as Democrats in the Senate held firm to the party's demands to fund health care subsides that President Donald Trump and Republicans refused to provide. So that one, I feel that one is a little more left-leaning than the rest. But next one is CBS. With CBS is a little more in depth with it. Federal government began to shut down overnight after Democrats and Republicans failed to come to an agreement to extend government funding ahead of the October 1st, 2025 deadline. Republicans and Democrats are blaming each other for the impasse. A House-passed measure that would have extended funding for 7 weeks has failed to win enough votes in the Senate, where Democrats' votes are needed for the passage. Most Democrats have said that they will only back the bill if Republicans agree to extend expiring health insurance tax credits and have put forth a bill of their own. Let's see here. So that one goes a little bit more in depth, which I kind of liked because a lot of these are just going to have the first few things, whereas this one went a little bit more in depth with it. Now, NPR goes to say, and this was included a photo and title alongside with their opening statements. Trump administration uses taxpayer dollars to blame Democrats for a government shutdown. And it was a photo, and it had just text put on top of it, and it said, "The radical left in Congress shuts down the government. HUD will use available resources to help Americans in need." So this was a text that was a pop-up for the website for the Department of Housing and Urban Development features a ban and pop-up message blaming the radical left for government shutdown. On Wednesday morning, a banner added to the top of the Department of Justice website reads, "Democrats have shut down the government," with a link to its shutdown plans. So we can see NPR is siding a little bit more with the left's. Yes, the left side. I don't remember which sides were which. Are siding a little bit more on that end and have kind of went on that route that the Republicans are going very hostile with this. So the opening statement was, and this is the White House government. This is the one that kind of took me aback. Not only, it doesn't matter if you're right or left, but just the fact of the wording in it. It felt like somebody just went on a computer and started ranting. And this is for the whitehouse.gov. This is a government website. And it says, "Democrats betray Americans with government shutdown. Democrats have officially brought on a full-blown government shutdown engineered by the radical left lunatics who control their party. The fallout from the Democratic shutdown hits Americans where it hurts. Critical food assistance for low-income women, infants, and children will lapse. Americans will experience travel delays and disruptions to Social Security services. Funding for inpatient home care and telehealth services for Medicare parties will be suspended. The list is endless as the effects ripple across all sectors of the American economy, and it's all Democrats' faults. President Trump and Republicans have been clear Republicans will not be held hostage by this unserious, shameful political gamesmanship by Democrats. The shutdown is 100% on Democrats whose radical agenda is poisoning our politics and punishing our people." Now, the White House government is managed by the Office of Digital Strategies, which is a part of the White House office. They are responsible for the website and other digital communications to convey the president's message to the public. And as of January 2025, it reflects the administration of President Donald J. Trump. I read that, and it looked like a YouTube comment on a news report that favors Democrats. That's what it looked like. This did not look like a professional government website release. And I looked at that and I was like, it doesn't matter what side you're on. This looks ridiculous. And yes, it is hurting Democrats and all that stuff. But even if it was hurting Republicans, that's insane that is something that is on a government website and that you would say engineered by the radical left lunatics. I think you can have some more professional words. Maybe that's what you're thinking in your head, but go a little bit more professional with that aspect. So what this all is about is that the Democrats want to prevent a healthcare crisis, Medicaid cuts to be rolled back, and the Obamacare to be extended. That's what they're wanting. And Republicans posted a bill that would help fund the government for the rest of into, I believe it was, yes, November 21st. So the clip that I saw, and yes, this is a whole long day process. You're going to miss some things throughout all of this. The clip that I saw was that it was Republican John Trune and Democratic Chuck Schumer. If I'm saying those names wrong, I'm so sorry. I was doing my research in between classes, and then I had to go to work, and then I'm like, okay, I got to go to bed. So I was in between this. So if I'm saying those names wrong, I apologize. But Republican John Trune, he's 64 years old. He's an American politician serving as a senior United States Senator from South Dakota. He's had the seat held since 2005. And Democratic Chuck Schumer, he is 74 years old. He's an American politician serving as a senior United States Senator from New York, and he has had this seat and has held that seat since 1999. Now, looking at who's held this seat longer, there is a 6-year difference. Math? Yes. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure that I can do math. It's still early in the morning for me. There's a 6-year difference. A lot of people like to say, and like to go on and on about who's been in government longest. Those who are there longer are wiser and know better. But in this case, I don't like to look at it that way because they've both had 20 years in this position. They both know what they're doing. So, Truen presented a 24-page long bill that will fund the government until November 21st and claims that Schumer will have the same leverage that he does now. And Truen says that this bill will give them time to fix the ACA credit issue. So the ACA is just the Affordable Care Act, which is also known as Obamacare, a comprehensive federal health care reform law signed in 2010 to increase access to affordable health insurance for more Americans and implement new customer protections and improve the healthcare system. And that is from the source healthcare.gov. A reason why I'm like kind of going through all this and everything is because some people don't know what's going on and why the government's shutting down. They literally say, oh yeah, by the way, we want healthcare. They don't, or they're trying to screw over Americans and they're trying to save them. So I was just trying to go through and be like, this is what's happening. And so he claims that they will sit down with Democrats and figure out a way to fix that. Now, Chuck Schumer says that they did not come forward not once to discuss what is going on in this bill for their input. They call it clean, and we call it extremely partisan, which just means that they are committed to a political party or agenda. Not one discussion, House or Senate, between the two leaders. So basically what this means is paychecks will stop for more than 2 million employees, hundreds of thousands will be furloughed, others will be working without pay. Furloughed basically just means mandatory, temporary, and often unpaid leave of absence for employees due to lack of work funds. So these paychecks stop coming in. Government is required to provide payback once the government is funded again, but federal contractors are not compensated for that missed time. That last shutdown was during Trump's first term, and that shutdown lasted 34 days and was the longest in history, and Trump is threatening to make cuts permanent. Now, this is a direct quote from Trump, and he says, we can do things during the shutdown that are irreversible, that are irreversible, that are hard. I can't read my own handwriting. I was writing this really fast. I'm so sorry. We can do things during the shutdown that are irreversible, that are hard for them, and that are irreversible by them, like cutting vast numbers of people, cutting out programs that they like because of the shutdown. We can do things medically, including benefits. We can cut large numbers. We don't want to do that, but we don't want fraud, waste, and abuse. So that also can be my handwriting, and that can also just be Trump's speech. Me personally, I listen to him and I'm just like, okay, full sentences, please. We can stretch these out. Full sentences. Let's go. But so that's what's going on. That's what's happening for the last 48 hours, and we are now in government shutdown. Listening to that, I'm thinking the Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the White House. You control these three things, and yet the government is shutting down, and you're going to blame it on the other side. You control these three things, and you can come up with a bill, and everybody can come up with it, just like be all happy and everything. Now, yes, you're going to have disagreements and all that, but you knew the deadline. It's kind of like when you do like a paper and everything, and like you got a project in school. I feel like it's like you went and you realize it's like, hey, Mom, I forgot my poster board. I need it for tomorrow. And this is what it's feeling like.
You know what it reminds me of, actually?
Yeah.
It reminds me of me doing my presentation earlier this week. I walked into class on Monday, and I went, wait, our presentation, the deadline's not Wednesday?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you're presenting today. And
You're
I was
presenting
like,
today.
all right.
Yeah. So, like, this is all happening, and I see the very clear divide that is between red and blue. And there's so many people that are going to be like, there's not a divide in the country. There's not a divide in the country. There's a clear divide. And for Trump to say that we can do things that are irreversible, that will cut things that they like and all that, I'm over here thinking in my head, I'm like, my guy, why are you still trying to divide this country? If you want Democrats to get on your side, do something that'll make them want to do that. But you're making it seem that there's only one correct way of doing things, and there's no room for debate. This is the way that it goes. This is the only way that's going to happen. And that's the whole point of debate. I have my differences. You have your differences. Let's come together. Let's make a compromise. And, like, Democrats and Republicans didn't need to do that. Now, I understand that, yes, the Democrats have to still sign on things to get approved. But you guys got to come together and say, hey, let's do this. Because them keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, yes, you are hurting the entire, you're hurting your nation, basically. Nobody wants to get laid off. And it's basically making it seem that, hey, we have something that will continue us longer and we can make a decision later on then. Whereas Democrats are like, we want health care. That's what it's sounding like. And if they have something that can continue them on, okay, maybe, yeah, let's continue forward with that, but we have to sit down and have an agreement. And it makes it, from an outsider's perspective, it makes it seem like the reason why Democrats don't want that bill to pass is because Republicans will be like, okay, cool, bill's passed. Hey, we're not going to go talk to you. We're just going to continue on with our agenda. And the reason why people are going to be like, oh, yeah, they have an agenda is because that whole Project 2025 thing that people are like, it's not real, it's not real. Well, it's almost halfway done. It's almost complete. So that's why I think that there's that big, like, no, we don't want to continue with that bill. Now, a lot of people are going to go in and saying that this healthcare is for those who are not legal citizens. But the thing is that, yes, even though immigrants may have to pay taxes, if anything, they do pay taxes on stuff, they can't get those benefits. They can't get health care. They can't get Medicare because they are not American citizens. They still continue on adding to the economy, but they can't get these benefits. So they may build different facilities for immigrants and go on to say that, oh, yeah, by the way, we want to make sure that these people are safe in our country regardless if they're illegal or not. Whereas Republicans are like, they're illegal, we got to get them out the country. We do have a phone call, so we're going to take that phone call, and then we are going to end this topic because we do have an interview. Good morning, you're on the air. Do we have the phone lines on? Yeah. Well, I guess we don't have a phone, maybe? No? I can hear, but not really. Nope, okay. Well, so that's kind of how I'm seeing this perspective. I know you don't like talking politics. You haven't?
I haven't heard anything about it.
So this is the first time you're hearing it.
I'm listening to you. You're my news source.
There we go. Okay. So I tried to look up different things and try to see what each side of news sources are basically saying. And honestly, it just feels like, okay, two people are fighting and we can't come to a conclusion. So it honestly, it just feels like divorced parents and the child's at fault. That's what it feels like. It's like, okay, yep, mom and dad are fighting. You know who's going to get all the effects? The child. And the child is the nation of America. Republicans, Democrats, whoever you want to be, that's what it feels like. And it's a little concerning because for Trump to go on and say that we'll cut stuff that they like, such as cut large numbers, and they can do that with like medically, talking about Medicaid and all that stuff. Basically, health insurance. That's what it looks like. That's what it sounds like he's saying. Now, I could be completely wrong. He's like, we could cut stuff that they like health insurance. Okay, we have another call. Well, hold on. I'm like, I'm sorry. I think Republicans like health insurance too, so I don't think that's just a Democratic issue. I think Republicans want health insurance for their country, but we'll see. Take the phone call and then we'll take a break.
Good morning, you're on the air.
You guys do a good job.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
Do you have any thoughts on this government shutdown?
Not until the whole thing plays out. So
there you go. See, that's a good way to look at it, because any way that it's gonna go this way. It's gonna go that way. We don't know what's gonna happen until it's over.
True.
There we go. Well,
Good. Thanks for the call.
Yeah, thank you for calling in.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, so that's just basically what's going on. That's kind of all that I had, and looking at it, it just looks like one big mess that we need to figure out, of course. And until then, like the caller said, until it's over, we don't really know what's going to happen. So I was not able to do as much research as I would like. The main thing that I wanted to look at was how different news sources are going on about that. So, as I think from this, we can see, I think honestly, CBS might have been the most middle ground for mainstream news sources. I didn't get ABC in there, but I could see like NPR, AP News is looking more Democratic. NBC, CNN try to go in the middle ground, but they do have their own sides. WhiteHouse.gov, as you can see, is honestly, I just want to know the person that's just going in there ranting, being like this, like going off on it all. I just think that's really funny. That's how they word stuff for it to be a government official website. But yeah, as it folds over, we're probably going to hear more about it throughout the week. You're going to hear a lot more from Kuziak and Chuck Poland. You may hear a little bit from Verley and Michelle. And we'll see where we're at next week on Thursday for that topic. But I'm hoping that it's done by then. I don't want to talk about it anymore because it's aggravating to think that one side wants healthcare and one side doesn't, or one side wants to continue on the budget and come to an agreement, whereas one side wants to screw over Americans. Regardless of how you look at it, it's not a pretty picture. So hopefully it gets fixed by next Thursday, so we don't gotta talk about it no more. But we are gonna take a break because we do have a guest. I have a guest coming up, and we have a very exciting event to talk about. So please stick around, and we will be right back. You're listening to Adrianna in the AM on WJOB 1230 AM 104.7 FM in Hammond, Indiana, and you're also watching live on YouTube. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Good morning, everyone. You are listening to Adrianna in the AM on WJOB 1230 AM 104.7 FM in Hammond, Indiana. And you're also watching live on YouTube. So we do have a very special interview. But before we get into that, we are going to do traffic and weather. Okay, so do you want to do the weather real quick?
Sure.
As I look at the traffic that is really bad right now. Hold on.
So there is no weather today, and we're moving on.
Yeah, that's all.
No, okay. So it's going to be pretty warm today for the rest of the weekend. Today is going to be the coldest with a high of 82 in the beginning of October. And then Friday is going to be a high of 87, very much likewise on Saturday with a high of 88. Plenty of sunshine and some persistent dry heat. And then Sunday it'll be a high of 85 and plenty of sunshine. And that's your weather for the week.
There we go. So taking a look at traffic. Traffic has not gotten better over the last segment. So we do have a little bit of traffic right there on Willow Creek Road near Portage area. Calumet Avenue going north and south is looking pretty good. It's kind of the same as it has been. We are seeing a little bit of slowdown on Lakeshore Drive. If you're heading that way, it shows on East 97th Street. Just a little bit of slowdown. That should clear up pretty soon. Chicago Skyways are still looking pretty good. Let's see here. We're going to have a little bit of traffic right there on the Dan Ryan, right there at the connector on the Dan Ryan. And let's see here. There's no accident or anything, just some slow traffic buildup as the morning continues on. We do got an accident. Left 3 lanes are blocked on the Tri-State I-294 north before Mile Long Bridge. That was updated about 10 minutes ago, reported at 7:02. We still have that accident that has moved to the right shoulder on the Tri-State I-294 north before US 34. So that has added on to probably that traffic that's headed in to the Stevenson Expressway going north, and that's just due to that slowdown on the inbound ramp on the Dan Ryan, the Stevenson I-55 north before I-94. Eisenhower Expressway going east and west are still looking pretty heavy in traffic. You're going to have that traffic right there on Central Avenue and Austin Boulevard. 94 going east and going west is still looking pretty heavy in traffic all throughout, and that's as you head towards the airport area as well. So that's all for your traffic and weather for today. So today I'm going to kind of explain why this interview is happening. So I do an advanced PR class, and from there we pick a nonprofit and we do the PR for them as volunteer work. Let's see here. The organization that I am working for is Save Coalition Health for Human Rights, but they are promoting an event by the Cindy's Girls Foundation. And if we can turn on her mic, that would be great. Go ahead, start talking.
Hi.
Let's see if he can get it before I have you introduce. If anything, just turn them all on and then process of elimination. But yeah, and then if you want to mute your mic, Joe, that would be great. But so we're doing the PR for this organization, and they are promoting another event that is happening, and that is ran by you. So if you want to introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Cheryl Watts, and I am the CEO and founder of Cindy's Girls Foundation.
And if you want to just kind of tell us a little bit about what the foundation is.
Yes, so our foundation, we are advocates for breast cancer and domestic violence survivors and warriors. And what we do is we give back to the community. We go into schools, we go into just different places and do workshops, empowerment sessions, and things of that sort.
There we go. So you said that you are the founder of this organization.
Yes.
So what drove you to create an organization like this?
Well, my mom's name is Cindy, and she was a victim of domestic violence, and so was I, and she passed away with breast cancer.
Okay. So in a sense, is this organization kind of a tribute to her?
Yes. So in honor of her, I decided to create Cindy's Girls. So Cindy's her name. Cindy's Girls came from anybody that was a friend of mine. It's a friend of my mother's.
Mm-hmm.
And so she'll say, oh, Adrianna, oh, that's my girl. And so I named it Cindy's Girls, like a catchy name, and it just reminds me of her. And we're just excited about what we're doing in the community.
There we go.
Yeah.
So for how long has this organization been around?
So we started in 2020.
Okay.
During COVID,
Mm-hmm.
when everything was quiet, and so you got a chance to just be with yourself. And so that's how the vision came came about. I just started writing my thoughts down, and then I wanted to pay honor and homage to my mother.
There we go.
Yeah.
So this organization has been around for a little while, and you guys have a very exciting event that is coming up.
Yes.
And it is called She Rose, and
Yes.
it is, let me get the full name very quickly. She Rose, a fashion and empowerment experience.
Yes. Yes.
So if you would like to talk about a little bit about that and what the inspiration came for an event like this.
So She Rose is a fashion experience. My mom was a model. When I was a child, going through the trauma that I went through, she was determined to keep me busy, keep me creative, and so she got me modeling at the young age of 16 years old. And so just kind of like following in her footsteps. And so everything that happens with Cindy's Girls is something that my mom was a part of, whether it be community involvement, fashion, empowerment. That was my mom. So this fashion show, I wanted to gather domestic violence survivors, breast cancer survivors, and advocates, and celebrate them. So it's all about sisterhood. It's all about coming together and finding your tribe, is what I say. Finding that group of people that you can connect with to use your power and your ability and creativity to help somebody else.
There we go. Is this, how many years have you been doing this fashion show?
This is my first fashion
First
show.
one.
Yes.
That makes me so happy because I already have written a press release.
Okay.
And I sent it out. And I was like, I don't know if this is the first one. We're just going to say it's the first
Yes,
one
it was
just
the
to make
first
sure.
one.
So I'm very happy. That makes
Yes.
me so happy.
I've done shows for other people, but I've never done one for myself. So this is the first one for me.
I really love that because
Yes.
that just, it's like, this is my baby.
This is my baby.
This is my baby.
Yes.
So I am super excited, and you have invited me to come to this fashion show.
Yes.
And I am so excited to just kind of see that because it's one thing for domestic abuse and for domestic abuse survivors.
Yes.
There's that umbrella that they categorize individuals into, and it makes them think that you have to tiptoe around the subject.
Yes.
For something like this, it makes me so happy to see because I know people in my life who have struggled with that.
Yes.
And to, as you said, it's to get them to feel their worth again, to make them feel beautiful and stunning.
Yes.
And to be out there in front of individuals and saying, this is who I am and I'm not labeled by my
past. Yes.
That is something that is very beautiful to me because I know that there are some people that they struggle trying to find that again because once it happens, it kind of goes away for a little while.
Exactly.
So to hear that, it just makes me feel so happy to know that this is something that's in our community.
Yes. And then sometimes I don't want to forget to say that there are silent warriors that are in the audience, the ones that have not come out and said that I am going through domestic violence issues or whatever. So just to be able to come and not say anything and just be among other women that are pressing forward, other women that can tell their story, other women that can encourage you to know that you can supersede all of the things, all of these negative things that are happening to you now. So I'm excited. So everybody at the fashion show is my hero. So I called it She Rose because we want everybody to rise above in their thoughts, in their community service, and just in themselves, period. And so we're all about empowerment. We're all about helping someone else. You know, when they say no child left behind. So I'm one of those, no woman left behind, no child left behind. We want to be advocates that bring resources to help and then gather other advocates so we can all like come together and do it bigger.
Oh, Joe, turn your mic on.
All
There we go.
Yes.
Dude, this thing doesn't work when it says it's on, it's still off,
It's
and
a-
I
yeah.
don't know if it's on.
It's just the studio. It's the ghost.
Yeah. So I have a question. So these shows, are they like, are the pieces of clothing, they're your work, or are they wearing their own things that that speak to them, or how does this exactly work? And can they teach Adrianna any fashion stuff?
Listen.
Straight through the heart.
So we are blessed this year to have 7 designers that volunteered to come and just let the models wear their designs.
That's really cool. See, that was a great question. I didn't even think about that one. I'm like, yeah, it's a fashion show. Wait, there's got to be designers.
Yes.
There we
yes.
go.
So we have some designers and we have some boutiques. So we have some designers from Chicago, Teresa Fifi Designs, Nadia Loops Designs, The Only One Boutique in Chicago, Renew Boutique in Gary, Indiana, Trinita's Treasures in Maryville, Indiana. And then I have custom jewelry that I'll be showing on the fashion show as well. So that would be I Am Cheryl D.
That's really cool. Oh my goodness. So all of these different boutiques are going to come out and display their clothing. And do you have people that are coming in to do like their hair and their makeup?
Well, most of the models are volunteers as well. And so I gathered some friends from my Divine Nine friends. So we're partnering with Delta Sigma Theta.
Okay.
Okay. And so some of those ladies will be modeling, and some of the AKAs, sorority, will be modeling. Some of the Zetas will be modeling. Cindy's girls will be modeling. And then I have some professional girlfriends that just said, hey, I'm going to come and be a part of your show. So it's going to be fantastic.
I was going to say, this sounds amazing. I'm really excited to go to this.
Yes.
And hopefully I dress pretty well to be
you'll be fine.
We're here.
You'll be fine. And
But-
men are invited too. So
There you go, Joe.
you can come
go
and
to
let's
this
see you
fashion
put
show.
on your best suit.
Hey, I mean, I used to do a little bit of modeling back in my day.
He's going to walk down the runway.
I
He's
don't
like,
know,
hold on,
definitely-
ladies. I got
yes.
this.
Definitely not no walkway model, but I used to do some commercials and stuff. So I mean, I'll be excited, but I'll be judgmental. You know, I'll be judgmental.
Aren't we judgmental when we've been doing it for like years? You're like, wait a minute, something's not right.
Oh, you have not. I did background for TV too, and like watching like different TV shows now, you're just like, what?
Yeah.
Look at everything differently.
Mhm.
But I would, maybe I will join Adrianna, and I'll have to put on something better than she does so that I don't embarrass myself.
There you go. I see. I'll come with the whole fit and everything. As Jim says, I'm always like dressed up, and he's like, "What
You
job
are?
interview are you going to?"
It's crazy. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, and Adriana's dressed like she's been awake for 4 hours.
I love it.
And I'm like, this is crazy.
That was my mom, though.
Yeah?
There we go.
My mom got up. I'm like, where are you going with these heels on, going to the grocery
The
store?
grocery store, that's
Where are you
literally what I was
going,
gonna say.
lady?
Yeah.
I'm walking out to my mailbox.
Right, looking good,
Yeah,
right?
Me and Adriana are going to a 3 p.m. PR class, and she's showing up in this like long dress. I was like, why do you look like my mother?
It's just because I had to present that day,
Yeah.
and I
See?
always try. At least the last presentation I did not. I was running late. But if you have to go somewhere, and you have to kind of set a presentation, or you have people that are coming in and you have to talk in front of them, I try my best to make sure that I am dressed so that way you walk in and it's that impression factor, as well as I've always been told to dress for the job that you want, not the job that you have.
Yes.
The job that I want is not to work because I have to, but because I want to.
That's right.
So to be able to go and do, it's that fashion, it's that empowerment aspect that you have throughout clothing. So this is a really great organization and a great moment for those individuals. So do you kind of go ahead and tell us where this event will be held, from what time, and all those things? I have the flyer here if you want.
No, so it's going to be held at the Dean and Barber Center in Maryville, Indiana, and that's 6600 Broadway.
Okay.
And we're going to be inside of there. We have 3 rooms. So it's going to be, we're expecting at least 250 people.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So it's a treat. It's a production. My girlfriend teases me all the time. She said, this is a production. I'm like, okay, I can't help. That's who I am.
Yep,
that's how
that's
my
what we
mom,
do.
that's how she trained me. So to your point, my mom used to say, for lack of better words, stay ready so you don't have to get ready, you know. And so that's why you wear your gown to the
There you
lunch
go.
with your friend.
There we
Yeah,
go.
that's
Yeah.
okay.
So, again, for those, this is going to be on October 19th.
Yes.
And hopefully it's going to be a great event. Sounds
Yes,
amazing. I'm
yes.
super excited. We're going to go, and I will probably steal you away for a quick little interview. I'll be like, okay,
Yes.
so how are you feeling and all that?
Mhm.
And we are going to have you guys back on again. And if
Okay.
possible, if we can have some models come with you, some
Absolutely.
volunteer models, so they can kind of say that this was me on the runway and
Yes.
all that, and just get their experience of how
Mhm.
it is. And for your organization, how can people reach out? How can they volunteer, donate,
Yes.
all those good things?
So you can go to, if you're on social media, you can follow me at I am Cheryl D on all social media platforms, or Cindy's Girls Foundation on all media platforms, social media platforms. And if you would like to go to my website, it's iamcherylD.com.
All right, sounds good. Do you have anything that you want our listeners, our viewers to hear about your organization? Any last thoughts that you would like to add on?
Yeah, so come on out. It's all about sisterhood. It's all about connectivity. And our volunteer models and our volunteer designers, we just want to have fun and show women of all shapes, all sizes, that we can come together as sisters and we can bond and we can network and we can go out into our communities and do a great work. And that's what it's all about.
All right. Thank you so much
Yes.
for joining me this morning, for coming on, talking about your organization, the event that you guys are throwing. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm
Yes,
so
it
excited
is.
to come and see all the different models and talk to all the different people that will be there. And also for explaining what your organization is and the very powerful message that it delivers to our community here in Northwest Indiana. So thank you so
Yes.
much
Thank
for coming
you.
on. So we are going to end the segment there. You are listening to Adrianna in the AM on WJOB 1230 AM 104.7 FM in Hammond, Indiana. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We'll come back for about maybe 10 minutes, and then it is PNW Today. Good morning, everyone. You are listening to Adrianna in the AM on WJOB 1230 AM, 104.7 FM in Hammond, Indiana, and you're also watching live on YouTube. So we're going to come back for about 10 more minutes before P&W Today comes on. So we just had an interview, and we're going to keep it some light heart kind of feels here. So I was telling Joe, I haven't been really keeping up with sports, but it's more so the Bears because it's football season. Now, I'm a diehard Bears fan. I love the Bears no matter what they do. They can do no wrong in my eyes, except when they fumble a play or something like that. And I'm just like, okay, we're still a Bears fan. We're still blue and orange, yep. But in my household growing up, and I've said this before on the air a few times and all of that, but my household is Bears. We are Chicago Bears fans first. And then, if the Bears are not playing, we root for the Cowboys. And if the Cowboys are not playing, we root for whoever is against the Green Bay Packers. That is how my household is. And I remember my mom telling me that when I was a little baby and all that, because I'm the only girl in my family. So I was just like, okay. And because like a little baby, all their limbs are so like flimsy and all that, they would do when they were there. We're watching the games. They pants of the Cowboy cheerleaders, and they're just like, yeah, with the little legs and everything. And I'm just like, I remember for a long time, I would see them. I'm like, Mom, they're so pretty. I like them and all that. And she was like, would you like to be a cheerleader? And I was like, that'd be so much fun. I found out how much they got paid, and I'm like, Mom, I don't want to be a cheerleader. I don't want to be a cheerleader for them. They recently got a raise, but I'm just like, yeah, no.
You got to be big on like the socials or something to be a cheerleader.
Yeah, I'm just like, no.
So the weird thing is I have a former high school classmate that's on the Purdue dance team, Purdue University, and they went and they did like this like collab with the Colts, this like literally yesterday with the Colts
really
dance
cool.
team, and one of the Colts cheerleaders, I went to middle school with her. So, and they posted a picture on the Indiana Colts like Instagram story, and it's like both of them in the picture, and they're standing next to each other. I was like, that's so weird.
You're like, I went to school with them.
Yeah, and it was like, well, it's like, because it's two different states, too. Like, it's just a big coincidence. It's not the first time that kind of stuff's happened. I've had a lot of friends I had a couple friends from back home that went over and went to IU Bloomington. I even had a couple of my friends, become more than friends.
Yeah.
And it was weird because, like, I went to school in Illinois for most of my life, and then I went to school in Indiana for 1 year, and somehow, they find each other. And it's like, out of all the people, and, how many ever people are at IU Bloomington, you know what I mean? Like, It just seems kind of like, especially because they didn't know about the connection until, like, after they're like, hey, like, I'm talking to this guy, and I'm like, oh, I know that guy.
There you go. But you recently went to a Bears and Cowboys game, so you want to talk about that and how that went?
Yeah, so I will talk about this in big anger because I'm a Cowboys fan, and we got smoked by the Bears. So a few years ago, back in high school, I'm also a Celtics fan, and my dad, there was this like series where there was like a 3-year span where the Bucks and the Celtics were like going back and forth with each other, and they were great playoff runs, great games. And I went to go see my first ever Celtics game there, and I was so excited. And I watched that Kyrie Irving was the superstar on the team at that point, so we still had Kyrie. And I went, and I was so excited to go see my favorite team play for the first time. And the superstar on the team dropped 9 points, and we got our butt kicked, and then we almost got swept. We lost in 5. And it was like the worst experience of my life. And then I hated Kyrie ever since that moment. And now I go to the Bears game, right? I go to the Bears-Cowboys game. First time I get to see the men in the star helmet. And
words are hard today.
Yeah, well, not swearing and talking about the Cowboys is hard to do. But
you got to be very restrained.
Yeah, I went to go see the boys in the star helmets, and they disappointed me. I don't know why I expected anything different. It was my first time going to see them, and the best player on the team like broke his ankle in like the first on the first drive, so I didn't even get to see him play. So I'm like, this is amazing. And then we get our butt kicked by, again, the Chicago Bears, man. The Chicago Bears, of all people, kick our butts.
That is one thing, because I know the Bears have that reputation. I feel, and I could be completely wrong, I am more of a baseball fan than I am a football fan, but I compare the Bears to the White Sox, but the White Sox have actually been doing pretty well. So I don't know, because the White Sox, I look at it as, oh yeah, by the way, that this baseball team, we're trying our best. We're having fun.
Yeah.
We're not winning, but we're having fun. That's how I feel the Bears are. They're trying their best, and they're having fun. That's all that matters. As long as both teams have fun, that's all that matters. But I know, in reality, they better win, and if they don't win, they're a disappointment to the football team.
Exactly. I mean, it was so bad. But I do have a funny story. So we were tailgating, and during the tailgate, me and I brought two of my buddies. We were walking around, and we get to this place, and there's like 50 liquor bottles on the table. I'm like, what is going on here? So my buddy comes, we walk up to this guy, and he's talking to us, and we're like, are you like giving out, free shots? Like, what's going on here? And he goes, yeah, but you have to take a picture, or you have to take a shot of this bottle right here. And it's like this bottle of Crown, but it's got a picture of the men's genitalia part on it. And basically what they do is, these guys have 8 season tickets. There's 4 of them. And then the other 4, they bring 4 people. They never make them pay for the tickets. And what they do is they say, bring a bottle to the tailgate. And that's like you paying for it. So they come with these bottles. And then when there's like this much left in the bottle, they pour it all into that one Crown Royal bottle. So then for strangers, if you want a free shot of whatever you want out of whatever bottle's on there, you need to take a shot of, that thing first. And there's a video of me taking the shot of it, and oh my God, it's the worst thing I've ever tasted in my life. The best way I could describe it is if you made Everclear a whiskey. And there's not too many people who have drank Everclear straight anyways. But if you have, you know what I'm talking about. If you made Everclear a whiskey version, that's what it tasted like, and I literally almost died. Like, my lungs started burning, like, I'm pretty sure, like, the lining in my stomach all burned off. It was terrible. Also, sorry, shout out to Paul. Go Cowboys.
There you go. Yeah, that's I have family that is in San Antonio, Texas, and my mom just sent me the text to confirm which family member it was. She was saying all Uncle Rumor one. He's like, yep, just to say that one, that's part of our family right there.
Yeah.
Cowboy cheer, that's our family right there. But yeah, we'll see how football season plays out. And I got a text from my mom saying, don't ever, ever, ever drink Everclear. So I know I would not survive at a football tailgate, because I am one, I cannot take a shot, because I will literally throw up right then and there. But that's a story for another day, because we have to end it right here, right now. Thank you guys so much for listening to the first Thursday morning edition of Adrianna in the AM. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll be back every Thursday. Me and Joe, you're now my co-host. So.
Jerry Jones, I'm coming for you.
There we go. So you have been listening to Adrianna in the AM. We are live every Thursday on WJOB 12:30 AM 104.7 FM, and we are also live on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for listening. Don't go anywhere. P&W Today is up next.